Good morning, traders. Happy Monday. What a start to the week. What a start to the week. My partner in crime has deserted me again and is back off to France. Sadly. I was hoping we'd get a little push down. Just below this. But we didn't. 1 minute. Turn off my dots. So we're getting a kick in the market now. What's with the volume? This is New York volatility. What is going on? Morning, Peter. Morning, Mark. How are we, my friends? What's going on with the market? Have I missed something? Has there been news? Anyone in? Any ideas? Because an ATR of 50 at this time is insane, just so you know. We sometimes push to 20 at this time. Well, in the previous hour, this time, that's insane. Trump don't open his pie hole again. Let's have a look. Let's check Forex Factory. Let's check if there's anything there. I don't think there is, but we'll have a look anyway. No. How weird. There were some hefty candles for London. Right then. I don't know the answer. I don't know the answer. There we go. It's a bit better. Morning, Amrit. How are we doing? Have you got any idea, Amrit, what's just happened and why the market's just gone through the roof? It's R5 in New York. There's no reason for it to have gone nuts. Cami, how we doing? Thanks for joining us. So as always, guys, don't forget to give us a like on the stream. Let's see if we can get this out to a lot of people early on. Always helps if we can get those likes and subscribes early. The shorts feed likes to get it out to a few people then, and hopefully we'll get a few more joining us and having a chat. How has everyone been? I've had a great few days. My mate was back for a few days, which was lovely. Bit of time to chat, talk about all the work we're doing, just catch up. I've been working all weekend as well. Making improvements to what we're doing, guys. So we're currently on NASDAQ 1 minute time frame. We are trading alpha zones as always. So let's have a little I have taken one trade this morning. I took this trade here. I have my stop below here, and I just ran it to 1R. Hindsight's a lovely thing, but I could have ran and ran and ran. Yeah, so it's one trade, one win for me this morning. Let's pop it on there. Why not? In a bit of a dead area here. Let's make sure my alerts are on. Yes, there we go. Right, so we're trading alpha zones. So what are we doing? So in my current trade, I'm looking for a long. Nothing else right now. But I can't get a long until I close below here. But we can go through a little bit on why that happens. So, well, safe travels, Amrit. Hope you've had a nice time. So we're trading alpha zones. What is an alpha zone? Well, in real simplistic terms, an alpha zone is just a way of understanding what the higher time frame candle's doing. Really? So you get a 1 hour alpha zone here. So what does a 1 hour alpha zone mean? It means you've got the formation of your 1 hour candle. Price coming up and down, up and down. So yeah, so you've got a 1 hour candle here with 40 minutes into, which obviously just looks like a nice big bullish candle. But as we know, it's got structure in it. So it just comes down, comes up, we get a pull back in, comes back up, we get a pull back in. So it's the movement of that candle, and the alpha zone gives us guidance on where we are in relation to that without having to look at our 1 hour time frame every time. Look at these signals, just beautiful. The 1 hour signals are a thing of beauty. Win, 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 win. Yeah, I don't trade the 1 hour, but maybe I should. No. Okay, so with the 1 hour alpha zone, often with a 1 hour candle, if we're going to be bullish, we're going to pull down first, put in a bit of a wick, and then go. Sometimes if it's really strong, you don't get any wick and it'll just go, but the alpha zone will give you an idea of understanding of where you are in that. So if we're above that alpha zone, we're trending bullish. If we're below that alpha zone, then we're trending bearish, and it gives you that's the same whether it's a 1 hour alpha zone or a 4 hour alpha zone. Morning, Atex. How are you doing? Don't forget to give us a like on the stream. Thank you for joining us. Ziwan, sorry if someone gave every asked you before, but what hours are you looking to trade? To be honest with you, most of my trading's done. Most of my trading's done on the lives because I do a lot of the coding side of things in the background and the marketing side. So here, a little bit dabble in New York, but and when I can, Asia, because it's a thing of beauty, and I love trading Asia. But I do also have 2 children, a wife, a house, and it's not that easy trading Asia when it is completely overnight in the UK. If I could trade any time, I'd trade Asia, personally. I love the way it flows. But that is a personal preference. Volatility-wise, it's easier to trade New York, but it's obviously comes with its challenges. Well, hello to everyone in Amrit's car. You're listening to me talk absolute nonsense. But yeah, hope you're all well. And you're live on YouTube with us. So welcome. So let's have a little look. Let's see where we are in regards to the overnight session. We're talking about Asia. Let's talk about Asia, okay? And you concentrate on driving, Amrit. Don't you be getting giddy and not being safe driving. Right then, so let's have a little look. We've had a big drop. So we're on Heikin-Ashi candles, which smooth things out because it averages price over a few candles. But you will see if we drop to normal candles, you will see that... Did I miss the space? No, I was here. We had a gap. So we closed here on Friday. We opened here and prices dropped. And that is why, obviously, you see this rather large Heikin-Ashi candle coming down. One big one to start. But due to that and due to the gap, we obviously wouldn't be looking at this because this is absolutely huge. So, as I mentioned before, we're trading alpha zones. So our alpha zone is an indication of what our higher time frame is doing. Where's my... I've got rid of my drawings, that's why. There we go. So the traffic lights give us guidance on a number of different things. Price action, higher time frames. There's a number of things built into them, but we're looking for them to align to give us confidence of that we're heading in the right direction. And you'll see we've got our 1 hour alpha zone here. So this is, you see we're bearish on this 1 hour alpha zone, and then our next 1 hour alpha zone has opened below, which means if you're looking at it from a 1 hour candle point of view, let's go back to it. No, there we go. Our 1 hour candle. Let's get me times right. Where are we? So yeah, so here. So here's our opening candle. It's 6 o'clock on Sunday, New York time. And you see bearish, bearish. So you can see our alpha zones are indicating what is happening with this candle. So price came up and then price went down. Price came up and then price went down. So when we get an alpha zone opening below the previous one, it's an indication that we are going to carry on bearish. So they're the two things we're looking for. We're looking for our alpha zone to open above or below, preferably with a bit of space between. There's not a lot of space here, but there's not a huge amount of volume this time. Let's make sure I'm not getting any signals here. No, we're not. That's fine. And so we've got a bearish alpha zone. We've got 2 red traffic lights. And what we're looking to do is we're looking to enter with a... Okay, so I will show some good examples, Amrit. I will, don't worry. So we've got our red traffic lights. Our alpha zone opens bearish, and we're looking for a signal. Now, the way I take a trade is I use a stop order. And what is a stop order? The stop order is where we look for price. Rather than entering on the candle, we put a stop order. Rather than a market order where we just press the button and go, price has got to push through this. So it's got to go down through from one side to the other. So it's not like a limit order where it's got to tap it and then reverse. This is where price has got to go through it. And the reason we do that is so that volume takes us through. And in most cases, if that's the case, then we'll continue on to target. So we use a stop order below the candle here, and we use our swing as the stop loss. Now, the reason we use the swing is because rather than keeping it really tight, as you can see here, this would have come up and took us out. The swing just means that actually if we're breaking, if we're holding highs and we're coming down, as we do here, make a high, come down, don't take that high, don't take that high, don't take that high, don't take that high. That is the indication that we're staying bearish. So if we're taking highs, then that would be an indication that we are going bullish. So we want to be above there. We don't want to be losing too much. So this is where we manage our risk. So stop order below, and as you see, comfortably this trade could have gone on. Well, it could have gone on to 3, 4. If you'd have kept it open and rode with the traffic lights, which I know some people like to do. There's 6R there. Just holding these trades while the traffic lights are on, which there's multiple ways you can trade this. I'm just showing you a nice simplistic way of doing it. So yeah, so let's start from where we were. Bearish alpha zone, 2 traffic lights, stop below. That's a 1R trade. There's a win. Again, we're still in the same hour. Traffic lights have stayed bearish. Stop below this swing. Stop order here. And here we go. Oh, let's have a look. So we're 2 trades, 2 wins. What you'll see about these though is price has stayed. When we're getting these signals, price has stayed below. So it's pushing that we're still bearish. Traffic lights are bearish. We're below the 1 hour. We're not coming up and then trading into it, because then that would be a worry. Even if it comes below, I really want to see that they are below the 1 hour alpha zone. Unless I'm chasing, which you don't want to be doing. So next hour, so you'll see here's our 1 hour alpha zone. Our new hour opens below, so we've got our next hourly candle is bearish from the previous hour. Price does what it does in the first 10-15 minutes. It says a little push to the top of the alpha zone, and then we get a push down. Our traffic lights are still bearish. They're both red. We get a sell signal, and as before, I'm not going to mark them all on, but we put our stop order below, our swing high, and yet price carries on. Ooh, that one a bit high. Well, I've definitely marked something wrong there. 1 minute. Because that's not 0.5. Oh, there it is. That's why. That's proper spam me out, that. I've never seen it join that before. There we go. Anyway, yes. So you will see. We go down here. I think that's broke. I don't know why that's broke, but it is. Because we can clearly see that it does well over 1R. So there's 0.7, there's 1R, there's 1.7, 1.8R. So yeah, another comfortable trade. It's a win. Our alpha zone is still bearish. We're still below. We've tapped back up near it. We come down, stop above. Traffic lights are still red. What a beautiful, beautiful Asia session yet again. So we come down, stayed bearish. Our new alpha zone opens significantly lower again. get a, let's just confirm, nice and comfortable below, doesn't get above our 1 hour, and again this goes to 1.4, so you, even if you waited till your traffic lights change, you'd have still got a BE trade. You could have held these all the way down. But yeah, another win. So that's what, 5 wins in a row. Right, so we've got another sell signal. Our alpha zones are bearish again. Okay, so obviously you can take this, it can be a loss. It is a valid trade in that sense, but what would give me alarm bells in this trade, and what is the learning point on this, is look how far we've come down. So we've had a massive drop, but a massive drop down here, and then we've had win after win after win after win after win on the way down. And each one of these, look at price action, it comes down, it's below the alpha zone, it comes back up, it's below the alpha zone. You get a small push above at the wick of the hour, and then you get a sell signal again, you're below the alpha zone. Fails to get above the alpha zone, another sell signal below the alpha zone. Again here, little tap above in the open, and then tap inside, sell signal, absolutely fine. Now this is where I would start to get, it's what my old nan would say, the collie wobbles. Because when you open this alpha zone here, you instantly coming above. And what happens is, you watch price, let's just zoom in here. Zoom in. So you come above, taps in, fails to go below, comes back above, taps again. Now this point here, we are what, we're 15 minutes into the hour, 17 minutes into the hour, and it's still not significantly broke that after 5 winning signals to the downside. And this is a sell signal coming from one side in through to the other. After 5 signals down, I would be taking serious consideration on staying out of this trade, because this could quite comfortably be the end of the move. So that's where, after so many winners, I'd be going, okay, I'm probably going to give this one a miss. It only just, if we look at the real close dots, I won't put it on, of where the true price close was, it's literally just on the outside of the alpha zone. Would not be confident on that, especially with our stop all the way up here, and the price has really failed to get below properly. And you'll see, if you did put a stop order on, it would literally just tap it and then straight out the other way. So that would be an alarm bell for me after so many trades. Ooh, I'm missing all the messages. Favor and Dinshu, this is NASDAQ NQ1 futures, 1 minute. Guy, no, I'm not only taking buy and sell signals, I do take golden candles as well. What I'm doing on the lives is I'm trying to, I don't want to over confuse. If I'm giving multiple systems, it is confusing for people, so I'm trying to keep it simple with a simplified strategy for the signals. And once people get that and they start passing the prop firms, they start getting profits, then they can start to incorporate big money, they can start to incorporate the golden candles, but all of them together can be a little confusing, that's all. Zwan T, if the next hour alpha zone opens side by side, do you still take the trade? Or do you still take the trade, go that hour? Great question, and I will come to that in a second. So we've got 5 down. I'd be staying out of this. I wouldn't be taking that, and our alpha zone is bearish, so we'd only be looking for sells in that instance. And at this point, the way price is, I ain't taking these buys anyway. So we can see what happens here. We then get our alpha zone open and above, and in the interests of transparency, are you going to take that trade? Probably. But if you want to go a little bit more technical, what would make you slightly concerned with this, maybe being a little bit more cautious, is look at where your previous hour is. So you've got this deeper retracement up after this big move down, and you've bounced out of this area here multiple times, failed to get above it here, and then you see we're still hitting this area, failed to get above here again, above this 1 hour alpha zone, come back, and then we're getting a signal right back into the same area. So if you're just trying to be a little bit mechanical, then yes, you can take it because there's enough winners. I mean, you can take in plenty of winners, but that's where maybe in this kind of instance where I'd be a little bit more concerned after such a big move down that actually price may consolidate a little bit and take a bit of time to get back where we are. Let me check where price is. Okay, we're coming right back down at the minute. Getting that push down. Okay. It is possible to get a buy signal, so I'll be keeping my ear out for that. So yes, if you're being a little bit mechanical with it, you take a loss. However, this would be an area I'd be considering. If I'd have just took all these winning trades, I would be very cautious about taking ones directly into a previous alpha zone. But we're looking to try and take trades with a trend, not against. But also, you can often find that an early one when the traffic lights change like this. You can see our traffic lights have changed here, both gone green. First one can be a little bit one where you might be a little bit more cautious on. But we'll call it a loss. Let's say what it is. Don't forget to give us a like on the stream, guys. If you're getting any benefit, subscribe. And I'm here most days. Okay, so yeah, so Alpha Zone. Here's a great question to answer your question about the sideways Alpha Zone. So here's a perfect example. So we do have a bullish Alpha Zone here. And in fairness, we don't get a signal in this hour, but if we did get a signal, we'd only be looking at buys. We're above on the alpha zones. Our traffic lights are green. We're looking for longs here. In an ideal world, I'd want to get above this after this loss. You wouldn't want to be taking one down here below it when you've just taken a loss at that area that it's rejected from again. So you see, we do start to tap up into that same area, and then we get this alpha zone, which is pretty much sideways. If anything, if we just mark it on, well, it is slightly bullish. See, it is bullish. There's the open. However, it looks sideways from an alpha zone's perspective. So what would I be looking for with a sideways alpha zone? I'd be looking to take the high of the previous hour. So you'll see here, here's our high. In fact, you know what I'm going to do? Let's just press replay. Let's put our important levels on. That's what the important levels indicator does for us. In this hour, yeah, let's go there. So look, what it does, it tells the important levels indicator, which is part of Max Algo Premium, says previous hour high, previous hour low. So we put in, we do wick previous hour low, which then would be a little concern. However, we have then taken the high of the previous hour on that buy signal. So that would give me confidence from a sideways alpha zone that with my, as long as my traffic lights aligned, that I'd be looking to take that trade. Let's just get back to that area. There we go. So yeah, so we take the high of the previous hour. As you can see, it's another little beauty. A little bit of a pullback, and then let's be real. Traffic lights stay green all the way to here. So even if I held it, so it's a comfortable 1 hour trade. But if I just held it until my traffic lights changed, maybe go and BA at 1 hour, then you're looking at 1.8, and really there was a possible 3R on that if you'd have held it for. So you could be saying, right, well, do you know what? I'm going for 2R unless my traffic lights change. I'm going to go B at 1, take some profit off, however you want to do it. But this is about taking winning trades, maximising. So yeah, so we have had a loss, but we're now 6 wins and a loss, and our alpha zone is still bullish. We're still above. There's another one stop below. About 1.5R, maybe 1.3. 1.4 was in between. It's in between. So, down day in US for SPY. I have no idea what that means. I'm not a spy. I'm definitely not a spy. I'm too busy to be a spy. So yeah, so 7th win. So look at the next one. We're still above. We're still bullish. Ooh. Right, so we are getting a signal. So let's have a little look at where we are. So let's have a look. Our alpha zone, as we discussed, has opened above. So we've got a 1 hour alpha zone above. We've got green traffic lights. And we've got a sell signal. So it is against the current trend. Now, this sell signal may well play out. We might be looking to tap back into our 1 hour, tap back into our queue. However, I wouldn't be looking to take that trade. So you'll see straight away, why did that sell signal disappear? So that sell signal disappeared. Remember before I said about we enter with a stop order. So we put our stop order below the entry candle and we wait for price to push through the entry candle to take us to target. The signal will disappear before anyone says it's not repainting. What it does is it is designed to disappear if price takes the reverse of that candle first. If it takes the reverse of the candle first, then that means that it's less likely to go on to target. So price is taking that. So we find that the probabilities increase if we don't take trades when they have taken the reverse of the entry candle. So on that point, what we do is we set it to disappear so that you don't get FOMO and decide, oh, do you know what, if it comes back down, I'm still going to take it. And those ones will be removed because we wouldn't have been in that trade at all. So let's just go back to where we were on our 7th win. Let's have a little look. Let's make sure then. Got another buy signal. Ooh, let's get to 1R. It does. Another 1R trade. And what I would say is with these trades as well, is once you start getting, you get this pullback, you could be considering going below here. The only reason that this isn't the stop is because price didn't close below the high of this candle. So if it closed, but see this green candle here, if price had closed, if this red had closed just below here, and then we'd have had the buy signal, so you're only talking a few points. If it closed below there and then gone up, then the stop would be here because we'd have had a break candle down. And all a break candle is a directional change. So you got there's your low and this pullback, and then prices closed above the reverse of that low. So that's all it is. Nice and simple. S&P, sorry, I know what you're talking about now. I thought you were calling me a spy. What was the S&P down today? What am I missing? What am I missing? There was nothing on Forex Factory. It's not a holiday, is it? I don't know. Right, so what's the one we on? Was that 8? 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 wins and a loss. So our alpha zone opens above. Alpha zone opens above. We've still got our green traffic lights. So our 1 hours are still bullish. We had a little push down at the start, which is how we like to see it. Not too much in the other direction. And our buy signal is at the top here. Not coming straight through it, as we mentioned before on that loss. And all being well, let's just mark it for the interest of transparency. That would have ran up to, I think, about 1.6. Yeah, 1.6R. So there's number 9. Oh no, wait a minute. What am I doing? There's 2 there. Yep, they both went. 9 and 10. And then we've not got our alpha zones aligned, and then we come into London. But looking at our Asia session, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trades, 1 loss, 6 trades, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 wins, 1 loss. It's been beautiful. And as I say, been a bit choppy this morning with the open of the queue. Always got to be careful on the first hour of the queue. The first hour of the queue is similar to the first hour of New York, just not as heavy, but still got to be careful because you will get this whipping up and down, this hunting liquidity as it does. So, obviously, guys, I've talked a lot. I suppose that's why I'm here. And everything I'm using is max algo indicators. So we've got our alpha zones indicator, alpha zones pro, which marks all these areas on. We've got our signals and important levels, as we mentioned, telling us where price might go to. Previous hour high, things like London high, London low, and our traffic lights as well. So right now, what we're looking for. So right now, our 1 hour alpha zone has opened above. Price has come down. Remember what I said before about we've come all the way up here, and then this 1 hour alpha zone, even though it's bullish, we're all the way below it. So I don't want to be taking a buy signal straight into this here, really. I think what will probably happen before that is we'll probably get that our traffic lights will stop being green. But let's see. For me to get a sell, we'd need our traffic lights to go red. If we're going to get a buy signal, I would want a buy signal around here. Because I want to take the high. I want to take the high to start the hour. We are, what, 15 minutes, 12 minutes in? Don't want to buy signal down here because we can reject out this 1 hour and then come down. And as I mentioned before, you can get a little bit, it gives me a little bit concerned when you spend the first 20 minutes all under and it's not just a wick down. So what I'll do, guys, is I'll just pop a link in the for anyone who is interested. You get all our indicators. There you go. There you go, lifetime access on there. Currently got 40% off. I'll pin it to the chat for anyone who's interested, but there you go, won't go on too much about it. But trust me, guys, there's nothing better out there in regards to simplicity of system. So we're staying below this hour. It's not going to be a really long one today, guys. I have a lot of work to do. My coding brain on. So has anyone else took any trades this morning? I've only took the one, $420. It's the one I showed you before. This one, was it that one? Yeah, it's this one here, this bicycle. Stop below the Q on this low, and ran to 1R. Some music in my ear. There we go. Are you trading NQ charts or MNQ? Great question. So I enter trades on MNQ. I chart the NQ. Neon 444, how much have you made from trading so far? Well, the question really is how much profit have I made from trading? Which is many, many thousands. However, what you make from trading and what you spend on trading need to be balanced. You need to run this like a business. You need to run it like profit and loss. Almost every person who comes on these streams will be using prop firms. And if you're using prop firms, then you need to stop thinking about it as real money. Speculate to accumulate. You spend $100 on a challenge. Well, how many challenges until you get a pass? And then, so say it takes you 3 challenges to pass, so you spend 300. Well, how many of them, how many passes does it take you to get a payout? So, as long as you P&L, as long as you've got the capital to go in, and then you're getting the return, then it's all about what your return is. It's the same as any other business. People look at prop firms the wrong way. Look at what you can spend, and and look at what that will get you in regards to your conversion. You lost 600 today on oil barrels. I wouldn't be touching oil at the minute. Not for me. Brave trading oil. I get it, but it's just too uncertain. Only takes a rogue drone and your money's gone. But if your risk management's good, then you can trade what you want when you want. Oh, you're 18 and you're trading. Neon. Good man. Love it. Side hustle. That's wicked, that, mate. Even Pickle's leaving oil alone. And that's saying something. He sleeps on barrels. That is the point though, guys, with the prop firms. There's going to be good, there's going to be bad. You're going to lose money. You're going to lose money. Every one of you. We all lose money. It all just comes down to don't lose more than you can afford to lose. But what can you invest? And what can you into the prop challenges, evaluations, or if you've got the capital to be able to do it, straight to funded, how many of them does it take for you to get a payout? If you get a payout and you get more in payouts than you do on what you're spending, then it's a win-win. So we're still staying below our 1 hour alpha zone. Our traffic lights are still green. So what have we got this week in regards to news? So we've got CPI tomorrow. Oh, no, not tomorrow, sorry. CPI on Wednesday. Unemployment Thursday. And a couple of smaller ones, PCE and JOLTS on Friday. So CPI Wednesday. Guys, don't forget, if you're not subscribing, hit that button. Don't forget to give us a like. I will be putting out a video later as well, so you will get a little overview video which will just go back through what we're talking about in the strategy, and it'll also go back through the trades overnight in a shortened format for you. So if you want to watch back, you don't have to sit and watch an hour or two's worth of live. So we've had a busy bit in the Discord this weekend as well. Got a couple of our members who have got babies due in the next week or two, which is amazing. And I think let's have a look. So yeah, we had let me just find him. Wanted to give him a shout out. Mark Pickles, I've just seen your post in the Discord. Good trade, mate. Well done, buddy. Good start. Where are we? It'll be in share your profits, won't it? There we go. 5 days trading, Nico. Little legend. 5 days trading only and passed his Lucid challenge. Superb. So we want to see another trader pass in. Now it's time to get those payouts, Nico. Right. So what else we got? So we got not really an awful lot going on NQ at the minute. Have a little look at gold. Tight on gold. All a little bit erratic at the minute. Nice signal as it took the high the previous hour here. Took Asia high, consolidated, took the high again, bang, beautiful. Weird on gold at the minute. Again, unpredictable. Just don't know what's going on with the markets, do we? What's going on in the world? So we're going to break candle down. Did we have a gap on our queue? So we had a little gap on the queue here. So just got to be patient now. One trade, one win. 10 wins, 1 loss overnight on Nasdaq. Certainly not complaining at performance. Tell you what, I'm hungry this morning. I need some eggs. Just notice your comments. Sorry, Nico. Mate, you're doing amazing. You're doing amazing. 5 days, A+ setups. It's absolutely superb. Proud of you. Still take stop loss as we were doing in 2025, but I notice you sometimes take 1-to-1, TPSL. Yeah, of course I can. So, I have moved. Why have I doubled up on these? Come here. Get rid. So, a couple of reasons, Nico, but one of the reasons was because during London and Asia, you get that little bit more of a, it's not as erratic, you get more structure to the price rather than that high volatility that we get in New York. So if I'm trading in New York, that's sort of first, especially the first hour or two, I will still go stop below the candle, same as before what we were talking about. I haven't changed that. This is just how I would trade. This is how I trade Asia and London, and the reason being is because doubled up here until I've drawn them all on twice. I don't know what I'm doing. There we go. So it's just this sweep of price each time. You see, this would have behind the candle, it would have took us out. And within Asia and London, we're often getting this lovely movement of price coming up, pushing down, coming up, pushing down, up, pushing down. And that's what we're looking for with these. So the swing stop allows that little bit more movement, whereas in New York, 9 times out of 10, if it's gonna go, it's just gonna fucking go. You know what I mean? It's just gonna be reverse of the candle, tight stop, base hits, and I'd just be looking to get it into the golden zone on most of them. But yeah, especially New York and especially Asia and London, I moved to doing 1R because there's a lot of people who mentally struggled with the negative R of base hits. And it's just like, I don't mind taking base hits and hitting 7 trades and 1 loss, but obviously one of those losses can wipe out 3 of those trades, 3.5 of those trades maybe. So I am conscious of that. And one of the feedback that we were getting was people found it a little disheartening if they could, obviously, if they're going to go and take 2 wins, take a loss, and actually they're back before the 2 wins. So this gives people a little bit more movement, knowing, do you know what? I can manage my risk, put my risk calculator on, knowing I can take a 1R trade. If I take a loss, I've only got to take 1 win to get it back. Mentally, it's easier. I find that easier as well, if I'm being perfectly candid. I prefer to trade like that. Mira, you lost $300. Not good. What did you lose $300 on? Is that any better? Can I improve the volume on voice? Yeah, I can try. Is that a bit better? If I was really low, sorry. Everybody's now who had their volume up is is cursing me. I'm hoping that's a bit better. Okay, good. Yeah, it's because when I record videos after, and the volume when I'm recording on YouTube live, when I'm live, is you've got to turn it right up. And when I'm recording a video, I've got to turn it down. So yeah, it's a bit. I sometimes forget, so apologies. What time did you take a trade, Mira? What trade did you take to lose $300? And is that within your risk? Is that a normal loss for you? Did you overtrade it? Did you over risk, or are you happy to lose 300? You trade in 1R trades? What's your process? Can I check if you're still on a trade? Will you still take another trade if another buy sell signal is showing? That depends. I haven't got a hard set rule for that. Am I going to add to position? If I feel like I'm in a trend and happy to go, then yeah. I would add another trade onto it. But not on the live. Just looking to try and because like obviously these here, you are right, these trades you can be adding to. So you come down. To be fair, your 1R is at the entry of the next one. So as it hits, would I be looking to take another trade? See, the thing is on these trends is once you get into a trend, if everything's aligned, then it's not about saying, well, I'm only taking 1 trade. It's about having a set risk amount. So it's right, well, I'm going to get 3 wins and I'm done, or I'll get 2 losses and I'm done. I want to make me winning days better than me losing days, or however you do it. But yeah, it depends on the trend. Some of them I'll add to. Some of them I'll just look at going BE and then holding that trade, try and extend that rather than getting out of it. What trade did you take, Mira? What time? Was it a signal? Did you take a signal with us? Not managing your risk. We've all been there, Mira. One of the great things I love about what we do is our risk calculator. Change my trading. And when we finish building this, I've just never looked back because it makes my life so much easier. So I'll move it onto the screen so you can see it. Let's go bottom left. There we go. Now I won't leave it here, but I'll pop it on for now. Create a bit of space. There we go. Turn off important levels so we can see it. There we go. Okay. So there's a risk calculator. So the risk calculator, what it allows me to do is, when I get a sell signal here, not that I'm taking a sell signal here, but it says, if I go into my settings, I can go into my risk calculator, and it's got risk calculator, and I can put on size of account. I can put a 50 grand account on. And I can say how much do I want to risk. So if I want to risk 500 per trade, for example, I can do that. Now I'm on NQ, but I'm charting MNQ. So I'm charting, yes, but I'm trading on MNQ. So I'm not going to use the symbol I'm on. I'm going to pick NQ here, and I could pick, if I was on gold and I wanted to do micro gold, I could do that. So I'm trading MNQ, and what that'll do is it'll put the contract sizes into MNQ for me. So I've got a 50 grand account there on this example. I want to risk 1%, so it's telling me I want to risk $500 per trade. And what it does is it knows if I'm doing a 1-hour trade, go to my settings and say, okay, trade setup here for my signal. And I've got target 1 is on trade setup will be the first line is your golden zone. So you've got 0.5R, 1R, and 1.5R. So I know that if I want to go to 1R, the risk amount for 1R is 500 there. So I know that if I target here, if this was a valid trade, which it isn't, I'd put my stop here. It tells me on my swing stop, which I can also change to say, well, I want my stop to be behind the candle. So I can change it behind the candle here. But I'm going to leave it on swing because it'll take a minute to load. So I can put my stop below here and it'll tell me my risk amount. So now I know if I have put my stop order here and my stop here, that I can't lose more than $500 now. Give or take. As long as we don't get a crazy news or anything like that. Yeah, but other than crazy slippage from some crazy news or something, then my risk here is $500 based on this. And it tells me my entry price is 24359. 24 signal. Entry price, yeah, 24360, sorry. And it tells me TP1, TP2, and tells me what I'm going to get for each of those trades. $224 at half an hour. At 1 hour, I'll get 448, and down here at TP3 line, I'll get 672. So the risk calculator allows me to know as soon as a signal appears that I've got on MNQ, I need to use 4 contracts to risk 500, and it's instant. As soon as that signal appears, that price will change to tell me how many contracts to use. So I'm never looking, I'm never trying to work it out. I just instantly know I can just jump on Tradeovate and go 4 contracts, stop order on, and let the trade play out or not play out. It is a godsend. Yeah, it's really helpful. Mira, what you're talking about there with risk management is, I used to have the same thing, especially when you're trading signals, because you're having to try and work out, right, well, where am I? How many contracts is that? What was it per contract? And it was £2, $2.50, and then I've got 4 ticks per point, and it just becomes a pain in the backside. Whereas at least with this, you're not waiting, you're just going, okay, well, if I get a signal, I know it's 4 contracts there. It might be 6, might be 20, whatever it is. But if I want to risk 500, that means that I know what I'm getting for a win, what I'm getting for a loss, and I don't need to worry about it. Takes the stress away. You did miss it. I did explain, but I will explain again, buddy. I will sometimes, not all the time. It depends on the trend. Depends on whether we're taking highs and lows. Let me just move this risk calculator out the way. There we go. Yeah, I've got no straight answer for it, to be honest, Ian. It's more about the trades. It depends about how much I want to risk, what my day's like, how many trades. But yeah, you can add to it. It's when you're getting like times like this. So here, for example, this signal appears just at 1R. So if I was just trying to grab 1R here because we had a loss, then I take 1R. My throat's killing me. I take 1R. Might go BE because I've got another signal and then let it run. Or I might just take me 1R and enter again. But realistically, I'm going to just go BE and let it run. But yeah, if you want to, I know people who do it, who are adding to position here. Mira, it's not just the Discord. So we do have a premium Discord, but it's all part of the indicators. You get the Discord with the indicators. So you get the Alpha Zones indicator, which you need to understand where we are in the market. We don't need, but it helps a lot. The signals, the traffic lights, and the Discord, and all the lovely videos on WAP. There's a ton of videos on there on how to trade this. And there's plenty of other ways to trade these indicators as well. There isn't this simplified version that I go through on the live. My mate and partner in crime, Zoo, has put together an absolute world of knowledge in there in regards to videos to teach you how to be a better trader. He's a good trader, very good trader, and he's put them all together. And it's him who built this, me and him who built all these indicators. So yeah, so to join the Discord and all the indicators, it's $147, but that's a one-off fee for life. Links in the description if you want it. I'm not going to go on sitting here pitching all the time. It's just it's there if you want to have a look. So our alpha zones have been going bullish all the way up here. Bullish, bullish. Opened up again, but price has been consolidating below our 1 hour alpha zone. Struggling to get above. If we do push up above and our traffic light goes green, our traffic lights go green again, then could be looking for a buy, but currently I can't take any of this because nothing's aligned for me. As we mentioned, we want our 1 hour alpha zone to be above or below, and it's above. When would I take a trade? Why would I take a sell if it's above? So the only time I would then consider taking a sell in the simplified strategy, there are obviously more advanced bits of this, but I'm not going to go into that. I'll just confuse. Let me give you an example here. Our alpha zone opened up above here, and we pushed up above, and then we came down, and we came below. Now, that sell signal, I wouldn't take. Now, if that sell signal had been below this low here, and my traffic lights were red, even though the alpha zones had opened up above, then I'd consider taking that trade. Because taking the low of the previous hour gives us a high probability indication that we're going to continue on down, especially if it closes below. But as you can see how powerful the 1 hour alpha zones are, because look at the rejections straight off here. Price just hasn't been able to get above. So right now there's no conviction for me to take a trade. Traffic lights are completely misaligned. We're below our 1 hour alpha zone, indicating bearishness, even though we have the state of the alpha zone had opened up above. So I prefer NQ. MNQ is a little, it's not the true chart basically, and it can be a little bit more wiki, so I trust NQ a bit more. I'd love to be able to give you a more technical answer on that, but signals wise and everything, I think NQ is a little bit more smoothed out. Do I trade New York or London only? I do trade New York. I don't trade live in New York. We will be doing some more streams in New York, me and Zoo, when he's settled. I do take trades in New York when I've got the availability to. But it's not. Excuse me. It's not a great time for me to trade. It's later in the afternoon here in the UK. And my head's normally a little bit more foggy in the afternoon. I love trading in the mornings. Late on if I can in Asia. It's just more of my time. But yeah, as I mentioned, New York's a different beast. It is a different beast. I slightly tweak what I do in New York. The first hour, I'm not looking for traffic lights to align, or I'm more looking for NASDAQ to be on a liquidity hunt. So I will veer around the rules a little bit in the first hour in New York, because it's just so volatile, so it doesn't respect the rules as much. Where do I trade? Do you mean which prop firms? If you're asking physically where, I'm just outside Liverpool in England. Trade of 8. Yeah, I trade on Tradeovate. Well, if you want to get into trading, I wouldn't worry too much about portals yet. I would watch some YouTube videos, and I would only be looking to paper trade on simulated accounts for free for a period of time until you get some consistency. But I've got loads of videos on YouTube. You can have a look. There's loads more of other people who are great as well. But trading's a great thing to get into. It's just most people lose money. That's why we do what we do. Trying to give people a simplified system that that they can use. Because we found it difficult, so we tried to build something that was nice and clear and easy for us to use. So for us to get a sell signal, where I'd be looking to get a sell signal, I'd want to be under this. This is our Q zone. And the Q is a different ticker that maps the New York NASDAQ. Because it maps the NASDAQ, it's what a lot would refer to as the true daily. It's sort of like the real NASDAQ. So if we're bullish on this, we're bullish. So I don't want to be taking shorts into this because price can often reject straight out of here quite violently. If it breaks below this, then I would absolutely be looking for sells. But that's the only time I'd be looking for sells now. If this alpha zone was here, this 1 hour was up here, and we'd taken the low, and there was enough space to grab 1 hour between the alpha zone and the Q, and the traffic lights aligned, then I'd consider it. But if you look at our high and low of the candle here, if we go from here to here, there's the high and low of the hour. That's our hourly candle. So our hourly candle is this big. It opened down here, so this is still a bullish candle. So I don't want to be taking. This is still inside. It's not took the high. It's not took the low. So even though our alpha zone is bullish, we've still got an inside bar here. Let's just have a look. Let's go to our 1 hour. See, we've not took the high, we've not took the low. We're still sat inside this, but we're still bullish. Even though, to all intents and purposes, what you're seeing, what I'm seeing on the 1 minute, is what looks quite bearish. But right now it's not. We're still within it. So this signal may well play out, but all my confluences aren't aligned. I don't have my traffic lights. I've not broke the low of the previous hour when my alpha zone is above, so I'll be staying out. Yeah, Mira, it works great in New York. We just tweak the rules a little bit. I don't use the swing stop as much in the first hour and a half. I use a stop behind the candle, which you just tweak it to be. But we've got full New York open strategy as well. It's in the WAP. It's in there. There's videos on that. And yeah, you can just change it here. Swing or candle. And all it will do is it'll move the stop from being up here on this current swing high to being behind here. Most people who use it trade New York. It's just because of when I'm able to go live and when I'm able to trade. So one of the systems we use is this particular version is just built around London and Asia, but the indicators work lovely in New York. So we've got 7 minutes until our new hour, which is also our new 4 hour. You will find we get a lot of movement, but we'll do nothing now. We get a lot of movement on the Icy Walk. Welcome. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget to give us a like on the stream, guys, if you haven't already. And if you're not subscribing, hit that button. We're here live most days. You get a notification. We also put out videos as well. We'll be putting out a video this afternoon, so you'll get a little notification for that if you put notifications on. Don't forget to give us a comment on the videos. It helps a lot, and I appreciate it. And for anyone who does want to have a little look at the indicators, there is a link pinned in the chat. It's also in the description. If not, just come join us live streaming. Fine by me. So we're ignoring these sell signals at the minute. Oh, it didn't pop up on my screen. Joshua, thanks for subscribing, buddy. And welcome. So price is still staying around. We're between our 2 1 hours at the minute. Below on this current hour. Likely that we're going to have to wait until we get through to our 11 o'clock. I say 11 o'clock, it's not, it's the 7 o'clock candle. Which, as I said, is our new 4 hour. Still feels like it wants to have a push towards the Q. These volumes, well, volume calmed down a bit. It was absolutely crazy this morning. Yes, Tim, this is the 1 minute. You can't see the top. This is NASDAQ, NQ, futures, 1 minute. It is a bit small, isn't it? Yeah, so guys, you probably, the reason for that, just so you know, the reason for the this portrait mobile style theme streaming is because YouTube favors it. So I would much prefer to chart the full screen for you, so you can see the whole of the chart. And just have me in the corner, but YouTube prefers, why I don't know, but they will push it out to more people in the shorts feed, so we get more views, we get more subscribers, significantly more, by doing it in this mobile format. So obviously we're all about exposure. So if they're gonna favour that type of stream, then that's what we've got to do. So we're still sat here messing around under our 1 hour, but we've got 90 seconds left of this hour, of this 4-hour candle. So I will show you, pop on our 4-hour alpha zone. They are handy. See, here's our 4-hour alpha zone. Oh no, wait a minute, am I losing my mind? Oh yeah, I am losing my mind. It's not our new 4-hour. We're already in our new 4-hour. What a sausage. Right, so we've got a new hour. Losing my mind. Jun Paris, thank you for subscribing. Welcome to Max Algo. That's really confused me. $10 New York. Yeah. How would I get that so wrong? So here's our new 1-hour alpha zone, and as you'll see, it is below. So this is where it's forming. So we have, our alpha zones have gone from being, let's move our high and low there. So we want our 1-hour alpha zone to be above or below. So now our alpha zone has opened below. So as a first tick box on the trade we'd be looking for is that would say, okay, well, really you'd be looking for sells here. So we'd want our traffic lights to be red. And that's where we could get a sell signal here now. Whereas we couldn't before. Well, we could, but we wouldn't take it. Now we might. So what's going to happen is, let's just mark it up. Stop losing my mind. Yes, so I'm just going to mark up. So here's going to be our, it does this automatically, but I'll just mark it on. So that's going to be our 1-hour alpha zone now. Yeah? And you'll see as the grey comes across, it will fill this area. So if we go above this, we're bullish. Above this, it's a Sean Connery box. If we go above this, then we're bullish on the hour. We're bearish on the 4-hour until we get above this. But our 4 hours, we had a previous 4-hour here, and then our new 4-hour opened up above. So our 4 hours are bullish. Our hours have been bullish until here. So what you could be looking at is this just a pullback straight in and then carry on bullish. So you absolutely could be looking to take a long, even though the alpha zones have opened, have trended bearish here. But based on the fact that I'd want to take it above this, I want to see the high go of the hour. So we're coming above. That's why. New York Daylight Savings. Okay. I forget. It's this time of year. It goes early. Oh, I hate that week when it does this. So when do our clocks change? Because we have this stupid little bit in the middle when we have a... Yeah, I know they're coming up. Last Sunday in March. Yeah. So we've got 2 weeks. That's what's confused the hell out of me. I was like, 11 o'clock is the new 4-hour candle. I was almost certain of it. But it is. So that means... okay. So 7 a.m. in New York, which means that it is 1:30. Half one UK time is New York Open now, not 2:30. Yeah, for 2 weeks. Thank you, guys. No, Tim, what happened, we had this lag over. So early in the year, we have a 2-week bit where you guys go early and then we don't change till the end of March. And then when the winter one changes, there's only a week difference. But it can be a bit of a pain in the arse to in regards to UK trading. Yeah, it is a bit of a pain. Just as long as I know New York's 1:30, it just means 10 o'clock is my 4-hour candle, not me 11 o'clock. I thought, I'm losing my mind. I was like, there's no way. It's definitely... That's what I went back through. But yeah, it makes perfect sense now. Thank you for your help, guys. Okay, so we're coming above our 1 hour alpha zone. Our traffic lights are still red and orange, amber, whatever you want to call it. So we're not getting involved in any longs yet. See if we can get above. Okay, so it's a perfect example. So we're getting a buy signal. We're above our 1 hour alpha zone, but our traffic lights don't match. And we'd be trading directly into our previous hour and our 4 hour. Now, I wouldn't not trade into the 4 hour. I would still take a trade. However, taking a trade now would be against traffic lights. So I wouldn't be doing it. I would only be looking for, because our alpha zone, our 1 hour was bearish here. I can take that off now. Because it's bearish, I would only be looking at taking a buy signal. We get it up, close below and above again around here. Once it takes this high, you're very welcome, Tim. Chris, thanks for subscribing, mate. Appreciated. Hopefully you get some value. Tell you what though, if it does, see, with a 1 hour, if the hour's going to be bearish, there's a 70% chance that your high is in the first 20 minutes. So if you're going to close bearish in the hour, i.e. you're going to be below this zone, then there is a 70% chance that the high is in the first 20 minutes. Now if you're going to be bullish, there is a 70% chance that the low is in the first 20 minutes. And that's not me guessing, that's statistical fact. So we section each hour over the course of many months and years into sections, 10-minute sections, 5-minute sections, whatever you want to do. But we do it into 2/3, first 20-minute section, 3 20-minute sections. There is a 70% chance that the high on a bearish hour is in the first 20 minutes. So if you're below your alpha zone, or you're coming below your alpha zone, or you're trending bearish, then you can count that there's a good chance that that would be the high. And if you stay above, you go, well, I'll be confident actually that this is my low. Once we get to 30 minutes, 40 minutes, you can have your stop below there and go, I'm confident actually that that is 70% chance that that's my low. Thanks, Tim. Appreciate that, mate. Much appreciated. Carther Kenyon, you will not find our indicator in TradingView because they are premium indicators, buddy. They're not free. So there is a link in the description if you want to have a look. You're welcome to have a look. There's a bank of indicators in there to go through it, plus a load of videos, plus a premium Discord. Otherwise, you can just enjoy the lives. But yeah, there's a link at the top. What I'll do, make it a bit more simple. There you go. There's the link. It's 40% off at the minute. It's a one-off. There's no monthly fees or anything like that. It's just a one-off fee. But I appreciate you all coming on. Had loads of you on today. Loads of people chatting. Made up. It's exactly why I come on these things. Hopefully you get a bit of value out of it all. So while we're waiting for this, let's keep my ear out for the signals. Let's just go back over what we were looking at. If you haven't already seen our New York session. Carthy, you've downloaded the big money indicator, which is completely different. That is a free indicator, but it's not anything I'm showing today. So if you are after anything that you're looking for in there, then that's not what this is. The big money indicator is a different strategy. It's just one free indicator. It doesn't come with it. It's not everything that we've been discussing today. Tim, I'm not a mentor. I'm just a trader. So I'm not a guru as such or any crap like that. However, I am in the Discord. I am there to help. I am there to support. As same as Zoo, who is my business partner, my best friend, biggest pain in the arse in the world. But it's just the two of us. We've built indicators because we're just traders like you guys. But yes, we are in the Discord 7 days a week, chatting away, geeing everyone up. What I would say though is, Tim, is there's a few people on here on this stream at the minute who are already in our Discord. And I've been in a lot of trading Discords. This is the only one that is ridiculously positive. Everyone helps each other. It's not just me and Zoo who are there just to try and give nuggets of information. Everyone's there on their experiences, their successes and failures, how they work through the alpha zones. And there's lots of them that use in different ways in their own strategies: gold, crypto, oil. But I've never been in a Discord like it. They're brilliant, lovely people. There's no crap in there, no pulling each other down or anything like that, because we just want to have it. There's people there to support each other. Trading's fucking hard enough as it is. We don't need negativity. Just want positive, help each other. Let's make some money. But obviously, you are very welcome anytime, Tim. So I'll give you a little overview. I've been back through. We went through overnight. We had our open here. 6 o'clock New York time. I'm assuming that would have been... Yeah, 6 o'clock New York time anyway. And... we will have seen from there that you had a big gap. So we're on Heikin-Ashi candles, but this is what's caused this big candle, because we had a big gap right down to here. And as before, we're looking for our 1 hour alpha zone, and our 1 hour alpha zone is our indication of a higher time frame. So if we're above it, then our 1 hour is our alpha zone is currently bullish, and if we're below it, our 1 hour candle is currently bearish. So same as we talked about before, we're looking to be above or below that, and you'll see the second hour of the day opened below, and our traffic lights were red, which give us they give a plethora of different things that are built into the traffic lights, but they are price action, volume. There's all sorts built into this, and in the sell signal, that again, volume, etc. There's all sorts of things built into them. It'd take me hours and hours to go through everything that's built in, and also some of it's a bit sort of tricks of the trade, secrets and all that, so that that are built for us. But yeah, so we enter with a stop order. So we're going below the candle, and we enter with the stop order, which means that we don't enter when we get a signal. We put a stop order on, we wait for price to push through. So we're not doing a market order where we enter straight away, and we're not doing a limit order where price comes back down, taps it and goes on. Let's have a little look here. We're getting a signal. Okay, so it's not a signal I'm taking because of the rules we've spoken about. We are in our 1 hour here. Our traffic lights don't align, and I'm not taking a trade if my traffic lights don't align in the simplified strategy, because it's not simple. It's not high probability. Now, it may well, our alpha zone is bearish, may well go on to be absolutely fine, but I'm not going in. Traffic lights aren't aligned. We go back to overnight. So yeah, so just make this my own. There we go. So yes, we've come right down on that gap, and then alpha zone opens below. So we use a stop order for our entry, which means we put it below price and we wait for price to push through, and we're using our swing, i.e. previous high here in this swing structure, for a trade, for our stop loss, and we're looking to get a minimum of 1R. And as you can see quite quickly, this comfortably gets to 1R, and if you'd have held it while the traffic light stayed red to there, then you're looking at about 4R, give or take 3-4R, and it did go all the way to nearly 5R on that. But yeah, so just following that simple process: alpha zone below, traffic lights red, signal, stop above, stop order, 1R, and again 1R. So the next hour opens below. Next hour opens below. Our traffic lights have stayed red. We're in this lovely downtrend. And stop order at the low of the candle, 1 tick below to make sure price pushes through. Swing high. And then yeah, this went to hit 1.8, and that's where you get your advantages, because you can either just grab your 1R and know that you're running a 1R strategy, or you can go break even at 1R and keep running it until the traffic lights change and try and get 1.5, 2R, 3R, 4R, however long that trend lasts. Or you can take half off, close a few contracts, let the rest run. Looking for other areas that you might go to. What might we be looking at? Previous day lows, things like that. London, Asia. But all the way down here, 5 comfortable trades, every one multi-R trade. And then on the way back up, we have got 1 loss. But then we go back on our get back on our bike, and we're all the way up again. Yeah, Tim, trust me, you won't get more positive than our lot. They're brilliant. We've had a Discord before, and I struggled with it. I'm not great personally in the wrong kind of environment. I don't like surrounding myself with things that are not positive. And maybe that's just, I don't know, maybe it's a weakness in my personality. I'm not very resilient with that kind of thing. I like being around positivity. I got a good family, got a nice life, and I don't need shit. Emre, thank you for subscribing. Welcome to the group. So I will put out a video later. It's going to give you a little overview of the bits we went through today. Like, since we've come on, I just taken 1 trade just before we went live. I was looking for this above the queue. And I took this here. I went stop below the queue and just ran it to 1R. That's my only trade since the queue in London opened. Welcome, Emre. Thanks for subscribing, buddy. Guys, if you haven't already, you're going to give us a like on the video. It does help me get it out to a few more people. A decent amount of views today as well, which is great for a quiet Monday. So we're tapping back into our 1 hour. And these areas, the alpha zones, as much as they give you a higher time frame overview of what's going on the hour, they are also areas of support and resistance. See, price will hold, push through, it'll hold, and we're going to carry on bearish, it'll tap back in and go. It's got a strong push. Is it going to get through? See if it carries on. See if it closes above, then I fancy us to get on up. Because that is, what, 721? Could well be our low. But this could equally be the high, because it's in the first 20 minutes. If we take this, then I'd expect this to be our low, comfortably. We haven't taken the low of the previous hour. Let's pop our important levels on. You can see we've got our previous hour low here, and it's failed to take that. We've wicked down here, that's our low, and we've failed to take it. So if we close above our 1 hour alpha zone, then I would be more inclined to say we're going long. If you remember, our 4 hour alpha zone is below here, previous 4 hour, and then we've got a new one, so our 4 hours are bearish still. And if we have a little look at our 4 hour candles, so we've had bearish, 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 so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bearish down. And now we're on our 3 bullish here. So what price is that? That's 508, which is quite a way up. Oh, it's not. It's all the way. It's only up here. So it's failed to close above the 1 hour there. That's interesting. Tap, tap. Failed to get above. It's wicked, but it's not closed. See if we can get above. It's fighting with it. Right, so I'm contemplating my next actions really, because we're We're still battling with this. It doesn't want to get above our 1 hour alpha zone. I'd only be looking to take a buy above the high of the previous hour, which is above this line here, as we mentioned. And for me to get a sell, I'd need my traffic lights to change. So we're not aligned. And it's 11:30, which is the usual, so that's 12:30 in New York. What would we, sorry, not in New York, it's 12:30, what it would normally be here. Let's give it a few minutes, let's see. We get a push down, and our traffic light changes. Might be able to get trade to the queue. So it's failed to take the top of the... There's now a good chance that that is the high of our hour. Coming back below our 1 hour alpha zone. Okay, see if we can get our traffic lights to change. If they don't change, I'm not going in. I know we've sat here for 2 hours, but I ain't taking trades that don't fit with the rules. If they don't align, I'm not going in. I've took one winning trade and I'm happy with that, but I ain't going to take trades for the sake of it if they don't align. So what we want to see here is our traffic light at the bottom change red before we get a signal. Not sure if the traffic lights are going to change in time. It's also quite clearly struggled with this area here. If I pop on, I'm going to confuse everyone now because I haven't mentioned the big money indicator at all. But I just want to have a little look at it. Full impulse. No, it's not definitive. Yeah, it's holding there. Interesting. Tap back into the 1 hour. Still going to come down. Still going to come down. No. It's still fighting with the same area. Right, guys, I'm going to call it a day. I don't like the fact that it's fighting here. I feel like trying to grab a sell out of this is me chasing, and I don't want to chase. We've seen how prices struggle to get past this area here. I really don't want to be jumping in on a sell signal against the overall trend. So I am going to live to fight another day. Listen, thank you all for being on. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for all the likes. For those of you who subscribed, thank you so much. If you haven't, hit the button. I'll drop you a little video later, and I'll be back on tomorrow. Thanks very much, everyone, for watching. I'll see you next time.